This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Hey, what is up guys? This is Anthony, aka BadBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the Mezco 112 Collective Previews Exclusive Deadpool. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is in your standard Previews tin, done in the Uncanny X-Force colors with the Previews exclusive sticker on the top left. Turning the tin around, we can see an image of the figure surrounded by all of his interchangeable parts and accessories. So with the packaging out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Deadpool out of the packaging. And man, yet another kick-ass figure from Mezco. I absolutely love this piece and everything that they've done. He's so impressive and he has a ton going on with him. Great accessories and really cool interchangeable parts, and overall just a great figure. I am a huge Deadpool fan and a fan of Uncanny X-Force, and the fact that we got this version of him in the 112 Collective line is very cool and I am very impressed. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Deadpool does come with a ton of accessories. Starting off, he comes with a grenade launcher with 6 grenade rounds, a rocket launcher, a double barrel assault rifle with banana clip, 5 grenade rounds, 2 Uzis with 4 extended clips, a pistol with 2 clips, 4 grenades, and his katana. And lastly, he also comes with a circular base stand with a Deadpool logo printed atop. He also comes with a clear articulated arm that articulates at 4 points with a clip. He also comes with 3 interchangeable head sculpts and 4 pairs of interchangeable hands. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Previews Deadpool. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at the X-Force Deadpool. Now I am very stoked about this particular figure. I'm a very huge Deadpool fan since his debut in the early 90s and whatnot. But this suit, I don't know, for some reason, if any of you have ever read the Uncanny X-Force comic books, you'll know what I'm talking about. I love the gray suit that they gave him, and the whole team, really. We're going to be getting an Uncanny X-Force Wolverine soon, which is going to be very cool in the similar, like, gray and black. I love that design from those books. I think he's so incredible, so I'm so glad that Mezco decided to do this version, and hopefully in the future, we get, like, a Weapon X black suit version. I think that would be pretty rad, so overall, what we get here is fantastic. For the most part, we do get a bunch of reused parts from previous Deadpool figures, but it all looks really, really good. The black vinyl material looks really nice and crisp. I love that. I know some people are in fear of the vinyl, like cracking and shredding and peeling and whatnot. I've personally never had that issue with any of my Mezco figures. I guess I'm lucky, I'm not sure, but it overall looks great. The spandex of the suit just works very, very well. It does not hinder articulation whatsoever. I love it so, so much. But things like the gloves and the gauntlets are all things that we've seen before in some of the other Deadpool figures. So lots of nice paintwork in there and cracks and scratches. Same thing with the boots. Lots of dings and nicks and things like that, because you can tell he's seen some battle. And the shoes even have some bottom sculpted work right there on the soles. All looks very, very nice. This harness is the same one that we've seen with the Comic-Con exclusive version, which is the X-Men Yellow and Blue Deadpool. This is just done in a nice silver and whatnot. You got the nice painted X-Force logo, the Deadpool logo right there. Turn this around, we got the holster. You got his one katana right there, but all the paintwork on that looks very good in my opinion. Lots of paint detailing, silver markings and whatnot. That's one of my minor complaints with this, is that he only comes with the one katana. In my opinion, Deadpool should have 2. But that's just me, so that's a little disappointing that he only has the one sword like that with the one holster. So another one of my minor complaints, he does seem a little bare, kind of like the X-Men one, Comic-Con version. I wish he had leg straps. I know in some versions of the comic book, we don't get to see, he doesn't have holsters, and then some he does. I prefer it when he does have holsters, just to put his guns or something like that in there, because he looks a little too bare in my opinion, and Deadpool's supposed to have a pretty decent arsenal, and since this figure does come with a lot of accessories, I wish he could holster more of them, you know, so that's another minor complaint of mine. I just kind of wish he came with some leg holsters for some pistols, or maybe his Uzis, or whatever it may be, so very, very cool. Alright, so now let's take a closer look at some of the accessories here. So the head sculpts are fantastic. They're what we've seen with the other previous Deadpool figures. This is the standard one that comes in the package. You see the eyes are pretty much just similar, pretty much a straightforward Deadpool face. They pop off on that standard Mezco peg, which I love because they just handle so well. And then you get this one right here. This is the one where it's a little more goofy. You can see one eye, his right eye on this side is actually a little bigger than this one over here. So he's kind of making an expression under there. It's not as dramatic as I would hope, but it's still different than a standard head sculpt. But what's the most exclusive piece is this head right here. The fact that we get this head, which is like more of an unmasked or half unmasked head, in my opinion, is just great. It's a little sad that this is the only way to get that specific head sculpt, because the other two Deadpool figures that we've gotten in this line don't come with that. So you kind of have to get this head if you are this figure in order to get that half unmasked head, which is pretty cool. But the paintwork and all that looks fantastic. You kind of see in the eyes a little bit. The eyes themselves have a little bit of a glossy coat to them to make them look a little more realistic. The flat paint on like the mouth just looks so good. You see all his scars and his cancerous skin looks insanely cool. And what this kind of reminds me of, if you flip it upside down, you might understand what I'm talking about. What this kind of reminds me of, and I don't know if that's what it's supposed to be, but it kind of reminds me of the scene from the first Spider-Man movie when he's upside down and Mary Jane pulls his mask down to give him a kiss. That's kind of what that reminds me of. Again, I don't know if they intentionally did that, but I mean, he's even kind of like puckering up to looks like he's giving someone a kiss, or maybe he's whistling, I don't know, but that's pretty much what I instantly thought when I got this figure. Just very, very cool that we get that exclusive head with this set. So let's take a closer look at some of the other accessories. He does get his katana, which is very nice. It's the same one that we've seen with the other Deadpool figures. Very nice silver. He does hold it in his katana hands. Grips in there very nice and tight. I do like that. Again, my only really complaint is that he only comes with the one, when in my opinion Deadpool should come with two, and that does stay in there really good, so I do like that quite a bit. We also do get his assault rifle. This is the same rifle that we've seen with some other of the Deadpool figures. It's very nicely sculpted, the same way we've seen before. Lots of nicks and paintwork, some silver dry brushing and whatnot. I absolutely love this design. Looks fantastic. Looks really, really good. We do get the removable banana clip right there, which is very nice. You can even see the bullet on there. It looks very cool. So you can stick that in. You can see this even cocks, and I already have some of the explosive rounds in there, which is pretty cool. I love that you can take those in and out. It's something extra that Mezco doesn't really need to do, but they do it just to add some more added detail, which is really, really cool. We also get these right here, and we get two of these, which are these Uzis with the extended magazines like that. And if you can kind of see right here, see if I can get my camera to focus on that. It does say chimichanga on that one like that. I think it says it on all of them, on all the on the extended clips like that, which is very cool. Now you do get two of these, which I'm so excited about. The fact that we can dual wield the same like small weapons like that is really, really cool. But if you look closely on these specifically, hopefully my camera can focus on that. So you can see on that one right here it says got you, and then on this one right here it says psych. So these have been Deadpooled up a bit, you know what I mean, with his own little tagging and whatnot. I love that they have like the orange tips to make them look like toy guns or kind of thing, so that's really, really cool. I love that. And then you also get 4 of these magazines, which is really cool. And you get this little bullet shell, or say bullet casing right there, which is fantastic. I love the fact that we get 2 of those. We also get this thing right here. We've seen this before with the, I believe, Punisher figure, which is grenade launcher, which is really, really cool. The butt of the stock like that actually goes up and down, so that moves. You can dual wield this weapon because it does have 2 handles, but again, I love it has some tagging on here. So you got a little smiley face right there. You can see it says bye-bye on that side, so he clearly has some humor while he's going to blow someone up, which is very, very cool. This does rotate like that, or you can actually pull this off. And you can see I have some of the artillery shells in there too, already loaded. The fact that you can even load the shells in there is insane. Just the attention to detail, again, that Mezco takes with their stuff is fantastic. Really, really cool. I love that they included that. We also do get some, what he calls pineapples, just some standard grenades. We've seen this again with the other Deadpool figures, but these are done in the more X-Force colors with the gray and the black and the red eyes. Just very, very cool. We get 4 of those. We also do get this pistol. I don't remember if this is the exact same pistol we've seen before. It probably is from the other Deadpool figures. But again, this one does have a removable magazine, just like all the other guns. You can see the bullet right there inside there. That pegs right into there. You cannot cock this gun. I know some of the Punisher guns, you can cock this back, but this one you cannot. Then we also get this bad boy, which is freaking cool. This big old RPG, this big rocket launcher, which is insanely cool. I love this. I believe this one also came with the PX Punisher, the previous exclusive Punisher, but this is done Deadpool style. So you get lots of nice paintwork in there, kind of like this reddish rust color over the whole thing with some silver dry brushing and whatnot, some black washing. All looks very, very cool. Again, you can see how he's been Deadpooled up, so you got his logo right there, and you can see right on that, let's see if you can kind of read that, it says Deadpool's gun right on there, which is very cool. And that can be held in any of his gun-wielding hands, so you can kind of get that like that, and then get it in the trigger finger like so, and you can do something like that, and you can actually do some two-handed poses with that, and that's just, again, that's an insanely another cool weapon that we get with Deadpool. The fact that it's, Deadpooled up and in his own style with his own tagging is very awesome. And then last but not least, well, I shouldn't say last but not least, we do get all kinds of interchangeable hands. We get some sword-wielding hands, and, this is his trigger finger hand. We get this, surfs up, I don't know what that is, pinky, when in doubt, pinky out kind of thing. I don't know, we get that hand. We wore some close-fisted hands, just lots of really cool hands. Then, of course, we also get, this is last but not least, his X-Force Deadpool stand. Again, in my opinion, these Mezco stands are the best stands for figures of this scale. They're just incredible. I want to buy a bunch of just these stands for my other figures for this scale. So very, very cool. Again, he just comes with so much stuff. I am very impressed with the arsenal that they gave Deadpool. Alright, so with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at the articulation now. So the head is on a ball joint, does roll around very, very nice, does turn left and right, looks up about that far, down about that much. Do get some head pivot in there, which is very, very nice. The arms can go up about that far, which is actually pretty good considering the mesh or that vinyl material with the spandex actually works very, very nice. Now go out about that far. We also do get a butterfly joint in there that works pretty nice. Rotation at that bicep. We do get double jointed elbows that work pretty good. Rotation at the forearm or that gauntlet right there. Rotation at the wrist as well as a hinge at the wrist, so that works out very nice. We do get a double ball peg in the midsection going into the upper torso and down to his crotch area, so that rolls around very nice, does turn left and right, pivot side to side, winches forward about that much, back about that far, again pivot side to side, very, very nice. I love the motion in there. We get hip joints, hip kick forward that much, back about that far, can do the splits and not as well as I'd hope, but still not too terrible. Rotation in that upper thigh. We get double jointed knees, which is very nice. A rotation at the boot. Ankle joints allows you to point the toe up and down, rotate, and a pretty decent ankle rocker. So overall, I am madly in love with this figure. This is probably, oh man, I don't know if I could rank them yet. It's going to be hard to say which one is my favorite so far out of the 3 Mezco Deadpools that we've received. This one is definitely up there. I do love the classic red Deadpool, but this X-Force color scheme, in my opinion, is just really freaking cool, and I love it. I'm so glad I have this version in my collection, and once again, Mezco just completely nailed it. So I know he's selling out fast everywhere because he's really catching on with all the things that he comes with, all his accessories and interchangeable parts. He's going to be a hot figure, so if you can and you're lucky enough to find him, I definitely recommend him because he is definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And for your Mezco Deadpool comparison, here he is standing next to the 112 Collective Comic-Con exclusive Blue Deadpool and your standard release Red Deadpool. And just for fun, here he is standing next to Little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys. My review of the Mezco 112 Collective previews exclusive Deadpool. Now overall, I just think this is one kick-ass figure. I absolutely love it. Mezco yet again completely nails it. He's got a great sculpt, really good paint, great soft goods, and an insane amount of accessories and interchangeable parts. I love all of his guns and grenades and magazines and swords and all that cool stuff. Just make him for one fun action figure to pose around and have on your shelf. If you're a giant Deadpool fan and Uncanny X-Force fan like I am, you will absolutely love this piece. He is definitely a Deadpool figure to get. So for great deals, head over to agelessgeeks.com for awesome action figures like this and all the things you love. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.